Seconds early, but I'm okay with that. Okay. Here we are. We're live on YouTube. We've got Asif, English Asia. So glad to see you guys here. Welcome in. So I'm going to be teaching a woman who lives in Ocala, Florida, which is right by where I grew up. And her native language is Hindi. And she's been in the academy for about a year. So I'll start teaching her in about a minute or two. You can see how our teaching style works. I'll definitely ask her questions about her experience in the academy and what she's worked with in the academy. And then we'll try to find a couple places where she can make some tweaks to get a sound that's more natural, more what she's looking for. And the reason why we're going live on YouTube and Facebook today is to let everybody know that we are in the middle of a May sale for Rachel's English Academy. And we invite all of you to sign up during the May sale. I just finished a new course called Essentials that everyone who's currently an Academy student already automatically has access to. But it's got all my best ideas about teaching English after having done it for 20 years, teaching the American accent. So we hope you'll sign up and you'll give it a try. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring Mira into the live stream. It's going to take a second. Oh, I have to re-add her. Okay. Here she is. Okay, Mira, I'm going to ask to unmute you. And then you can say yes to the pop-up. All right. There she is. Mira, hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for volunteering to be a part of this live stream.
You're welcome.
So it looked to me when I was looking you up like you signed up for the Academy last May. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what prompted you to sign up? What were you wanting to change or learn?
So if I'm not mistaken, I think I was reading your book.
Uh-huh.
And obviously, when I read, sometimes you won't understand. Like I didn't understand. And then I'd leave that book aside for several months.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in a hotel industry. I own a few franchisee hotels.
Okay.
So usually my work communication is on higher level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously sometimes they would either tell me to repeat myself or send me an email. So of course, living in America, I do want to be understood properly.
Yeah, right. And, you know, as a business owner especially, you want to make sure that you're able to get your ideas across very clearly.
Yeah.
I know that's also true for my people in the medical industry. They want to make sure that there's not misunderstandings. So you said you own a couple hotel franchises. Are they in Ocala or do you own places, other places?
So one is in West Memphis, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
It's super tall. We were in Wisconsin. I own La Quinta, Super 8. And my son owns 2 days in one in Orlando, one in Jacksonville. So I'm associated with all those hotels.
Wow, that's a lot. They're all over. Mm-hmm. How did you end up with them being all over?
Well, my kids do help me. So.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you signed up, and I'm really happy to see you being a part of the Academy community and posting there for the teacher feedback. Also, for anyone who's just joined, I want to apologize for my voice. I do have a little bit of a sore throat, but we're going to teach through it. No big deal. Okay, Mira, first I wanted to start with, is there anything that you particularly want to work on? Maybe something you've seen in the Academy that you find challenging, or just something from your own experience speaking English in the real world that you think is challenging. And if you can't come up with anything, then we'll do some free talk and I'll pull some topics.
Yeah, I think the A sound, maybe I'm not pronouncing it correctly.
Can you give me a sample word?
Cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, it's not awful, but it could be a little bit clearer. I also want to work with you on some of the rhythm of English and having a little bit more contrast, maybe. Okay, but let's talk about the vowel. So you said like cat. I'm going to open up chat. Do you have the chat open from the Zoom room? I would type some more words in there for you. Okay, I'm going to type let's see, you just did cat. I'm going to do this one.
Bad.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to type 2 words. It's a minimal pair. I want to see if people out there can understand what words she's saying. Put them in the chat.
Bad. Bad.
Uh-huh. So that's pretty good. I do hear a little bit of a difference, but it could be clearer. And ah. Sometimes when people are working with 2 words like bed and bad, the way they make them different is with length. And I heard that a little bit from you. It's not at all about the length. It's just about the tongue position within the mouth. First I want to focus on the vowel, like in bed, said, shed. I've just typed those 3 words for you. Can I hear them?
Bad. Sad. Shed.
Yeah, those are a little bit bah, 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 bah. I think your jaw is dropping more than it has to. It's spreading the vowel out more. Bad, bah, a little bit less jaw drop. Can I hear that?
Bad.
That's pretty good. Also, make sure that this is staying totally relaxed. Do you see how if I do that, we see little creases here? And if I relax them, then the corners kind of move forward a little bit. They're not being pushed forward, but they're relaxing forward. Yes, yes. So there I don't see any extra tension happening. That's exactly what we want. So let's solidify this vowel a little bit, and then we'll go back to the ah vowel. Let's try this word. Kept. Very good. I just want to hear you now do a word in slow motion where you have to hold it out. Let's do said for that one.
Said.
Good. Can you make it go up and then down? Said.
Said.
Yes, that's a good eh. I'm seeing a lot of relaxation here. Sound is perfect. Now let's compare it again. We're going to do that word again, and we're going to do it with the minimal pair where we have the ah vowel.
Sad.
Was that the second one?
The first one.
Okay.
You said
yeah. Let me hear them both in this pair.
Okay. Just normal.
Sure.
Sad. Sad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I do think that said, sad. I'm going to be a hard person to imitate right now because of my cold, but I'm hearing some of this sad, some of that in the voice, which is very, very natural towards the end of a sentence. But I wonder if we can take it out for these words, use a little bit more air, said, sad. Like as if you were speaking into a microphone, maybe a little bit extra clear, a little bit extra breath. Can I hear that?
Sad. Sad.
Sa. Let me just hear you hold out the vowel. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the pitch up. See if you can match that. And the Zoom is cutting you out a little bit because that's the way Zoom works. But I think what I'm feeling, I'm sensing that the back of your tongue is higher, which is what we want. Do you see how you can see so much of my tongue? It's because it's lifted in the back and coming down in the front. And also, do you see the corners of my lips aren't quite as relaxed as they are with we get a bigger crease here as the corner pulls back and up a little bit. So let me hear that from you. Yes. Yes. All right, now let's just try sad.
Sad.
There we go. There is still a little bit happening in it. Do you hear that?
Could you repeat again?
Yes. When you go sad, there's a little bit of sad happening in it.
Right. Okay. Sad.
That was better. There's still a little bit at the end. Let me do a sentence where sad is one of the first sentences. Okay, so the sentence we're going to do is, I'm sad today.
I'm sad today.
Okay, good. I want to change today to today. Today.
Today.
Yes.
Today.
I'm sad today.
I'm sad today.
Yes, that was good. And your a vowel sounded very clear there to me. Let's get another word. Let me think of another word I want with a. Okay, here's the sentence.
The cat is inside.
Yes, the a was very good there, and it didn't have that quality to it. However, I really liked all your sounds there, but at the beginning of the class I said I wanted to work on rhythm a little bit. Here's how it sounded, the feeling of it. The cat is inside. It was a little bit da, 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 and I went da, da, da. All of the sounds sort of melting together more. So instead of the cat is, I went the cat is. Can you try that really slowly and just gooey kind of with your voice?
The cat is inside.
Yes, that was better. And part of that is you made a flat T. The cat is, which helps link those together really smoothly. Now, I like that linking. Let's take those first three words and let's try to make the and is less important. They're not stressed. We want them to feel shorter. So I'm going to say the cat is. And let's play it, say it.
The cat is.
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 Yes, and now inside equally is going to be inside. The last set, right, the last syllable, super short, inside.
Inside.
That's perfect. The cat is inside.
The cat is inside.
Now that got a little bit more, the cat is inside. Just a little bit more, da, 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 instead of da. The cat is inside.
The cat is inside.
Yeah, that's better. I think is could be shorter. The cat is inside.
The cat is inside.
Yes, there you go. And it's sounding a little bit more free. The cat is inside. The cat is inside. Mm-hmm.
The cat is inside.
Yes, great. That's got really good flow now. It's no longer feeling like word, 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 but it's feeling like more flow. Do you feel that you hear that coming out of yourself? Do you hear more flow versus choppiness, or do you hear no difference at all?
Sometimes I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is what we want. All right, well, let's just keep going. Your a is actually not really a problem, I don't think. I think you can feel fine about it. You know, when you think about lifting it back here, that's giving the sound that we want. So let's keep going, and I think one of the most important things is going to be this flow and this sense of motion as you speak. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your day, and then we can find another phrase to work with this way.
Okay. So when Tom had sent me email, I said 12:30 would be okay. Anytime after 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized usually on Wednesdays I go to assisted living and I teach Bible there.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh, I made a big mistake. I prayed though.
Okay. And
then 4:00, which is I was all done.
Oh, good. I'm so glad it worked out. We don't want this to be stressful for anyone. All right, let's take that sentence. I'm going to take the beginning of it. And this is something, talking about getting an email, this is something that we talk about a lot. It's one of the ways we communicate. So the phrase fragment that we're using is when Tom sent me the email.
Uh-huh.
So I want to take when and Tom, and I want when to be when Tom.
And Tom.
Exactly. So that's probably half the length as it was when you said it. When you said it, it was clear, but this way fits a little bit more with the rhythm that I'm expecting to hear. And sent me is going to be sent me. Right, sent me. Real quiet, low in pitch. So let's take those first 4 words. When Tom sent me.
When Tom sent me.
Yes, that's very good. I want to play it safe with you a little bit just to solidify that pattern in for you. When Tom sent me.
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 Okay, perfect. I love it. Your face looks very relaxed. There's no extra tension there. The up-down shape of stress on Tom is very clear, and all of your sounds are great. Now we're going to take the last 2. The email.
The email.
Yeah, and I think that the email, we don't really need to re-emphasize the E. It can just be the email. It can still be smooth and linked in.
The email.
The E. Can you link the and E together without stopping?
The E.
The E.
The E.
Yes, that's better. Again, the E.
The E.
That one had to stop. The E. The E.
The E.
Yes, this is the hardest kind of link for people to do when it's a vowel linking into a vowel. People often want to put a little break because otherwise it feels too blended. But it's not too blended for American English. So we're going to just take those 2 words, the email.
The email.
Exactly, the email.
The email.
Yes. So that's very, very nice and smooth. And like I said, all of your sounds are they're very good. I don't want to say clear because clear isn't always what we want. We want them to just feel natural, and that's exactly what it is. So let's try the whole phrase. We have 2, they're going to be longer with an up-down shape of stress, and everything else is going to be really short, like you are doing.
So Tom and email would be longer, right?
Well, Tom and E, not male. Email is 2 syllables, so it's not going to be both syllables, but you're right. The email is the other stressed word, but it will just be the one stressed syllable from it.
Okay.
Okay.
When Tom sent me the email. Oh, now again I broke. Okay.
Yeah, and also sent me. It became a little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay. When Tom sent me the email.
Yes. I'm glad that you noticed that. The first time you noticed a little chunky, the words were a little bit separate.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that, for everybody out there is one of the things we try to do in the academy is help students learn how to hear themselves and know what they need to change. That's when we know we've done a good job is when a student says something and then they're able to say, wait a second, that was too choppy or that was too high or whatever. That's what we want. We want our students to be able to hear and coach themselves because that's such an important part of improving. Okay, awesome. So you got home in time. What are you going to do for the rest of the day?
So we are buying another property in Vero Beach.
Uh-huh.
I do lots of paperwork for SBA.
Let's do that sentence. We're buying another property. There's a lot of shortening we could do. Did you say in Vero Beach?
Yeah, in Vero Beach, yes.
Okay. So the phrase, we're buying another property. I mean, there are a lot of syllables, there's a lot of sounds going on. When you said it, it was pretty smooth, but a lot of the unstressed syllables were longer than they need to be. We're buying another property. So instead of we're buying, I want we're buying.
We're buying.
Exactly. It's just like touched on the way up to our stressed syllable. We're buying.
We're buying.
We're buying.
We're buying.
We're buying.
We're buying.
Yes. And another has the same structure. It's a teeny tiny unstressed word, our longer stressed word, syllable. Another. So just like we're buying. It's the same pattern. Another.
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 Let's try. We're buying another.
We are buying another.
Not we are. That's
Yeah.
dot dot.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, you heard it. You heard it. We're buying another.
We're buying.
Yes, exactly.
We're buying another.
Yes. So now we have It's even more smooth than it was the first time, which I like. But also the rhythm is a little bit tighter. And whenever the rhythm is tighter, the contrast is clearer, it's easier to understand. Okay, so let's keep going with that sentence. In vero.
In vero.
Exactly. It's another case where it's a short unstressed syllable, a longer stressed syllable, and a short one. So this sentence is full of that pattern. And then it ends with one stressed syllable. In Vero Beach. In Vero Beach.
Vero Beach.
Exactly.
Vero.
Yes. That sounds very good. Now, let's try the whole sentence. It's probably going to feel choppy and chunky the first couple times. We'll play it, say it. But it will smooth out. We're buying another property in Vero Beach.
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 We're buying another property. I'm just going to stop there. We're buying another property.
We are buying another. We're buying another property in
Right.
Vero Beach.
We're buying another property.
We're buying another property.
Yes, that's great. Your habit is strong, as you can see, but you're noticing it. We are. It's such a common way to speak. We use contractions so much in American English that if you don't use one, it does feel, we are choppy. We're buying, and that is exactly the smoothness that we want. We're buying. So are you going to be going to Vero Beach
Yep.
later today?
Not today. No, I have SBA paperwork.
You have what kind of paperwork?
SBA loan.
Oh, okay. To get the property.
You know how they give you tons and tons?
Yes.
Unending paperwork goes for days and days.
Yeah. No, I know that. I've never bought a property like that, but I've bought a house and it also felt like a lot of paperwork. Okay, let's take that phrase. Unending paperwork.
Unending paperwork.
Yes. I liked the stress that you gave it. Unending.
Unending.
Exactly. I want to be un.
Un-
Yes, exactly. Unending.
Unending.
Unending paperwork.
Unending paperwork.
Exactly. Smooth. I like that you're using your body, as you probably saw in the academy. It's one of the things I want students to do. It really does help with the flow. It helps change the habit to bring in something else. Now, of course, you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, but as you're getting the new feeling, it can really, really help. Mira, what are you working on right now in the academy?
So honestly, I'm jumping everywhere, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a word that it trips me off,
Yeah.
I'll work on that word.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing wrong with that. We like the academy to be full enough of material that people can kind of make their own path in it. I do think that one place where you could go to build on this thought of just the constant flow of sound and the shortening up of the unstressed syllables would be any of the conversation courses. We have 3 of them. We have the scripted, the real, and the Hollywood. Any of those would be a good place to go to think about, okay, now did I say we are? Or did I say we're? There's lots of that kind of contraction-y reduction in there. Like, you're here. You might notice, oh gosh, I still want to say you are here. But it's you're. Let me hear you just say that phrase. You're here.
you're here.
Exactly. Perfect. So I think I would spend some time in those conversation courses and just focus on the words that are not the up-down shape of stress, but all the ones that are shorter and simpler, and make sure that they're blending together really smoothly, that they're not feeling like separate words. But you actually sound overall very natural. I do think that, I can see how some people would ask you to repeat yourself from time to time, but that happens to me too. So I do think that overall you've done a really good job, just from being in the US and from listening so much, but also from joining the academy and posting in the community and doing some of the work. You are very easy for me to understand overall.
I think your book is the one most helped me, but moving from one place to another, I think I lost that word.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad that you're in the academy now. I mean, whatever works for any student. I love the courses because they're so interactive and they force people to speak. But
of course,
yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
But yeah, thank you so much for being one of our students. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you for being willing to go live with me here today.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mira. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to change it back to just me and I'm going to start answering questions. And I'll put my glasses on for that so that I can see everybody. I'm seeing some people coming in from Facebook. Busfian asks, how am I? I'm good. Okay, Theo on YouTube is asking, what's the best way to learn vocabulary? I think the best way to learn vocabulary is by just exposing yourself to real conversation personally. Watch TV, listen to podcasts with, a notebook. I mean, there's something to be said when you're starting out for learning, like, lists of words that go together, like words for the kitchen or this kind of thing. But I really do think that that's harder to retain it that way. I think it's easier to retain vocabulary when you're learning it in a context like that. So that's what I always suggest to people is just through exposure. And also one thing that I think is a really good way to learn vocabulary, and it's something that we have our students do in the academy, is doing a free talk. So you record yourself anytime during your day talking about something that's important to you. You can talk about your day, you can talk about a current event or something, but you do it in English. And there you find the words that you want to use to describe your own life, to describe your own opinion that you don't know. So when you don't know the word, just say it in your own native language, but then go back and look it up. Okay, what was the word that I didn't know that I wanted to know because I was talking about school and my experience, or I wanted to know because I was talking about how I felt about this. That's a really good way for you to build more vocabulary for the stuff that you need to know to express yourself in English. Somebody on YouTube is saying, could you tell us how is the pronunciation of the word our, O-U-R? In fast English, it's er. It's actually just like A-R-E. Let's think of a sentence. What's our ETA? That's what is our estimated time of arrival. I could be saying that to David on the phone. I'm calling my mom. We're going to her house. She wants to know, when are we going to be there? And I say, David, when's our ETA? In that case, the word hour is when's our ETA? Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to keep answering questions. Let me go see. Two questions came in from Academy students. Someone who called in from an iPhone said, I worked with one of the teachers in a WhatsApp class. Awesome, I love that. And he mentioned that the vowel I as in bit and as in butter are very similar. In what way are they similar, but how are they different? They're both similar in that they're relaxed. There's very little tension happening here. You can also see the jaw barely changes position. So the two vowels we're doing here are it as in sit and as in shut. I, But you can see a small change happening, right? So for you see a little bit more of the tongue because it's lifting, it's arching a little bit towards the roof of the mouth here. For you see a tiny bit more jaw drop, and you see that this part of the tongue relaxes down. It's not as visible. So those are the two main differences. They're subtle, and definitely it's good to know and to think about the mouth position. But it's probably going to be more useful for you as a learner in the academy to do play it, say it with those vowels. As in shut, as in cut, as in cup is also very similar to like in cop. That's another pair that people get confused. And in the academy, we do have a lot of minimal pairs to help you work on the different sounds so that you start to change them, get them separated. English might have more vowel sounds than your native language has. So 2 of them might sound the same to you because they're similar to one that you have in your native language. So by working with these minimal pairs, we can help the mind kind of split them up and realize, oh, these are 2 distinct sounds, and now I totally get them. And one of the best ways to do that is with minimal pair listening. And I actually just, in the essentials content that I released 2 days ago, I put a lot of that in there with I. It's comparing E and I, not but we're happy to continue to build that out and add more useful vowel comparisons for our students. Okay, we had one more question from an academy student. Chanchal. Do the nasal sounds impact the placement more than other sounds? Good question. By that, I mean, when I say sentences with an N, M, and NG, my placement feels so much better than the sentences. When I say sentences without N, M, and NG, the placement feels so much better than sentences that have those nasal sounds. Or is it just me and my sounds are very wrong or very nasally? Chanchal, what is your native language? If you let me know, that might be able to help me answer the question. Nasal consonants are tricky because they do bring the vibration here in a way that none of the other sounds do. But we should be able to keep them Hindi. Okay. We should be able to keep them very separate from the vowel sounds that go with them. Sometimes people have a hard time and they kind of bring them together. For example, let's take the word town as an ow diphthong and an N. So sometimes students will say town and they'll nasalize the diphthong before. They sort of mix the ow with the N. So it could be possible that that's what's happening to you. I've definitely noticed that a lot with my students from China. I haven't thought about it specifically with my students whose native language is Hindi, but that could be what's happening for you, is that they're blending in together. So the way that I have a student work on that is usually I have them separate the word from the ending consonant. So for example, with the word town, I would have them say tau, tau, so that there's a break and we're not blending in tau, ow. We're not nasalizing the diphthong. But also, you should post to the community yourself saying some of these words or sentences that you feel like are tricky for you. And then the teachers can tell you, yes, this is what's happening. Here's how to fix it or not. YouTube, we have comments coming in from Ukraine and from France. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your question, Chanchal. It looks like that's pretty much it for the questions that have come in. So I just want to reemphasize to everyone out there watching, go to rachelsenglishacademy.com right now. You see that there's a code LIVE10. That's going to get you $10 off any of the things that you choose to buy there. We have 3 different courses and ways to interact with the courses that we're selling. So please feel free to check it out. We do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. I have a great time with my students. My student Chris right here in my classroom right now says, it sounds like you're suffering from a cold. Get well soon. Chris, yes, I am. I was very sad when I woke up with a cold today because I thought, no, I need to go live and teach my students. But we love our community at Rachel's English. We love our students and we love having live classes. I did see a question that came in. I do teach live once a month in the academy, but then on top of that, in the academy community, we have drop-in hours with teachers about once a week. We have conversation meetups with teachers about once a week. And you can find practice partners there that you could work with however frequently that you wanted to. But thank you guys so much for being here. Please check out rachelsenglishacademy.com. Please tell your friends and family. This week is the week to get in there. And I'm really excited about the course essentials that can really, really help people make a big difference in their understanding of the flow of American English, just like we worked on with Mira. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you soon. Don't forget that code is going to be good for about 1 more minute, so go check out rachelsenglishacademy.com. Bye, everybody.